Okay, 3, 2, 1, go.
Hello everyone. On the round one for GXT, of course, yesterday we had the sprint. Only 6 people um, came out of the race, but now there's more people, more everything.
Okay,
Now,
3, 2, 1.
of course, people are looking to score some good points now. 2 hours with a minimum of one pit stop with a driver change and fueling. And so, yeah, it'll be a very, very unique um, strategy. Everyone will be deciding when to go. But yeah, right now we are at Sebring. We are racing now with multiple people, still strategizing, still trying to figure out what they want to do. We are sponsored by Fleet, 2 hours of Sebring. Um, so also check them out too. But yeah, right now everyone is currently preparing. You can see the two Uzmakis as well as the Porsche and the Mustang. So everyone is trying to line up now. The sprint race yesterday did not affect the grid order, so now everyone will be lining up according to their qualifying position. And so now everyone is waiting. Do you, Queen?
This graphic here. So it's about the car performance, which is quite interesting. So you can see that the Porsche has the best cornering, the Ferrari second. The Mercedes is a nice balanced car with the BMW having a high top speed, but with the Mustang being the highest.
Yeah, of course, everyone is choosing whatever the car they wanted. The team bosses, of course. Um, but as of right now, everyone is still trying to see what they can do. The Mustang, obviously, the most understeer. Porsche, considerable amount of oversteer for the cornering, and very, very good, but not that good in terms of the power. Mercedes, of course, balanced throughout, and the ones in between are obviously in between. And so right now, everyone is still trying to figure out what they are trying to strategize on. Of course, everyone taking different lines, taking different whatever to fit their cars. But yeah, right now, everyone's still trying to prepare for the race. You can.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, I'm not sure where everybody is yet, but in terms of stream today, we've got some new graphics, which should be good. So we've got everything from the car balance sheet, as you've just seen, to predicted strategy, to even the driver of the day. So that should
Yep.
be quite cool. On the subject of strategy, actually, I'm going to see if I can bring up that little UI now.
Yep. And so yeah, of course, now everyone is still trying to get as much experience as they can. And right now, I think pit lane is now closed. Wait, no, never mind. It is not. But yeah, everyone's beginning to prepare for the race. 2 hours again. So many drivers will be trying to figure out what they need to do in terms of that. Um, and yeah, so there's also, maybe, 3 pit stops. So maybe 3 stop, maybe,
Uh,
depending.
I do actually have the predicted pit stop strategy up on the screen right now. I forgot to share you it. I'll do that now. But if you see, currently we're predicting 4 tyre stops, 2 driver changes, and 3 refuel stops.
And so, yeah, of course, race is 2 hours long, very long indeed, but everyone is still trying to do as good as they can. They're trying to predict. Of course, pace is still very important, but people really are focusing on the um, the actual consistency, which they are trying to do. Okay, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I do agree with that. Also, why are there so many people still in repairs? That's so confusing. Because,
Yeah,
uh,
I think some people might be Um, Still trying to prepare, but yeah, everyone's still lining up. But yeah, of course, you can see me right there in the distance.
Oh, nice. Okay.
But yeah,
We might actually have an interview. I'll see if we can get one.
no, uh,
Not sure if he's going to join or not. He said he will, so hopefully we will.
or, oh, yeah, he's in the stage now. Yeah, he's here now.
Okay. Hello.
Hey, hello. So, uh, we had like a bunch of shit I think before the race. Sorry about that.
Yeah,
ERAU Raven West Motorsport. We actually are based off of a Formula student team that I'm actually in real life. And there's also the Raven West part, which is just a Grid Legends reference.
no. And so, of course, this race, last race, of course, everyone, it was a little chaotic, especially because it was the first race. How do you plan on, of course, managing everything a little bit better, organizing stuff a little bit better, and also because, there's also pit stops and whatnot. How how do you think you'll be able to handle that kind of stuff properly?
Well, handling wise, we're actually really good. Our drivers are up to pace with everything. They've had a lot of practice. We did like not even 5 minutes ago sign Mailer as a reserve because we were having activity problems with drivers and such. But there was we did actually end up doing good in a sprint race. We got P4, qualified P3. I think we'll be able to get a similar result as well. But yeah, no, we're really happy with the car. It's very grippy, as the BOP was saying, and all of that stuff a while ago. But I think that we could definitely get some points and possibly win here.
So yeah, I mean everyone is obviously still there's going to be at least well not at least I think there will be around 4 pit stops and whatnot for the tires. And of course the drivers you're going to have to go through two drivers and they're going to be doing 1 minute 1 hour stints. And so how do you think you're going to be able to manage them in terms of um just getting them within the white lines, not trying to do too much in terms of you know um mistakes? How will you be able to manage them properly without having them, slow down too much?
Well, in terms of consistency with laps and getting valid laps, um, I believe over practice and the races, we actually had our team had the least amount of corner cuts out of any team. And we were still able to get good results, consistent results, and I'm actually very proud of that. Proud of Steam and Lucky and hopefully Mailer. I do know he's had good results with his previous team when he was practicing and doing practice. So hopefully he can translate that and over to our team as well.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, since it's the first race and whatnot, how, I mean, yeah, everyone's still trying to figure out the cars. Do you think that your car is good enough? Do you think that your drivers are good enough for the cars? Or do you think that it might be lacking? You still have to do at least some changes in terms of racing line and whatnot to best get the potential out of the car.
Well, actually, I think we've actually done really good with the car. We're not making really much any changes at the moment, but probably a bit of fuel tweaks because of the new fuel changes. But that's pretty much it. And I'm very confident in our drivers. Very, very proud of them and how they're doing. And yeah, I think it's going to be a good race, and we will definitely most likely be seeing you guys on the podium.
All right. Yeah, thank you. I think that's all the questions from me. If King has any more, he can ask them. But yeah, I mean, best of luck to you guys. Of course, 2 hours, so it might be very long. So yeah, best of luck.
All right, best of luck to everyone except for Arc Racing.
All right. So yeah, now everyone's still lining up in the grid order. I think it might be a rolling start. Um, so yeah, of course, 2 hours. So very um long. Um, but you know, it's okay. You know, everyone's still preparing. Everyone's still trying. And yeah, everyone's just getting what they can in terms of experience and whatnot, and then they will um be able to race good. You can.
Yeah, I mean, this race does look like it's going to shape up to be really good.
Yeah,
Because
I mean,
season opener, for starters. And then you've
yeah,
also got just the sheer competition of the grid. Looking at the race yesterday, just even the sprint, you had 3-4 drivers which were side by side, fighting for P1 to P4 for almost half the race.
yeah. I mean, it's really just going to be a test of endurance in terms of, you know, trying to get through. Of course, 2 hours is a very long time. I mean, other races in real life, you know, they go, maybe even longer. But you know, 2 hours is just a really, big test of endurance, between the drivers. And even though it's an hour stint, it's still an hour stint of Sebring, and you know, it's Sebring is a very technical track to get um, the right corners and whatnot into. And so if they can, um, you know, try to get through the technical sections very well and consistently, not even fast, but, you know, just staying within the white lines and not trying to do too many mistakes, such as oversteering into the wall or, you know, hitting the CC blocks, whatnot. It'll definitely be a lot more of an improvement. As we can see now, we have 52 laps. And so we will have 52 laps of racing, of course, multiple pit stops for driver changes, fuel, and also tires. And so they'll have to make sure to get a decent strategy of what whenever they want to. I think, yeah, basically everyone will be pitting with each other to not lose too many time. Slipstream still is not that ready, not that overpowered, but it still is a little bit effective. So teams may stay out, teams may stay in. Who knows? It'll be up later for the race. But I think the race may be starting now, as we've got 52 laps again. Um, Again, from the stewards, move off in first gear and stay side by side. So yeah, everyone is preparing to get racing right now. You can see now it's uh, the grid is a little bit far behind, so it signals a rolling start. And yeah, everyone's in first gear now, trying not to ruin their start. You can see all the stewards doing whatever. You can see the first cars moving. One of the cars are going now, and we will be going green soon. As you can see them now, they're moving very slowly, actually. And you can see Carno, he is setting the pace, but right now lights are going green. It is lights out, and away we go. The cars are having a little bit of a bad start. Soar, I think he might have jump started it. He gets an amazing start. You can see Luxy in the back having a little bit worse of a start. Magical, what has happened to him? He's going into the first corner now, not really being able to capitalize off of that rolling start. You can see those two cars, Steam Bullets and Fota, they are going wide too. And then now also the other cars, they're going to be trying to go. Now Magical goes a little bit wide. You can see Fota too. He hits the curbing, hits the CC block. You can see the other cars going wide too. All of them are trying, and they are desperate for the win right now. You can see Magical too. He is corner cutting, but now you can see the other cars. Monkeys in the back. You can see Soar. He is building a gap towards the other cars right now. You can see Fota goes a little bit wide yet again. He hits the curbing, he hits the CC block, so he gets slowed down a lot. You see those cars in the back, they're still battling ahead. Magical now into second place. If he can catch ahead for Sword, he can get that slipstream. But I think he might be having somewhat of around 2-second gap. You can see now, I think that's the Pyra. He flipped over, unfortunately. Now Magical still chasing ahead. You can see him trying to get ahead of Sword, but you can see also Steam Bullets. He is chasing. He is gaining on him with the slipstream. But you can see him now, Magical, still charging. You know, other drivers may be trying to help each other, but right now the field is very close to each other. You can see Magical, he's still trying to chase ahead. Steam Bullets right on his gearbox. Same with Luxy, he is still charging in P4. Right now, Magical going on to the main straight. He's gonna be trying to go. He's trying to get ahead of Sword, but Steam Bullets, he is slipstreaming right behind him. Now he's gonna go into the penultimate corner. Steam Bullet almost goes very, very late on the brakes, but he almost does it, but he goes very wide. Now you can see Lux, he capitalizes off of it too. Sword beginning to build a gap now, but Steam Bullets also trying to chase ahead Magical. Right now, Magical going into the first turn. If Steam Bullet can get ahead, he is trying to. He hits a little bit later on the brakes, and yeah, he has to pay for it. You can see Luxy too. He goes a little bit wide. You can see the portion in the back too. Right now, Magical, he is trying to chase ahead, but it is a little bit of a difficulty to you, King.
Yeah, I mean, there's these 4 cars here. You've got Carno, Steam Bullet, Magical, and Luxy. All of them, it's once again from P2 to P4, to P5, sorry, all being decided by cars in just a few seconds of each other. This seems to be a recurring theme here, and hopefully something to look forwards to on future races. Back over to you.
Yeah, right now everyone is still trying. You can see it's a little bit of a train right now. Everyone's a little bit sped apart, but they're still very, very close to each other. You can see Magical, he gets a little bit wide, almost goes into the gravel. Luxy hits the gravel a little bit. You can see Sword, he is absolutely building a gap towards the others. Now I wonder if they're going to be trying to fight each other or they're going to help each other reach Sword. But right now you can see Steam Bullets again, now on the gearbox of Magical. He's going to be trying to get ahead. Porsche, more for the cornering. Magical, a little bit. The Ferrari is a little bit more for the power, but not by much. You can see Steam Bullets. He dives down the inside, almost tries to get to him, but he does almost get a better exit. He loses a little bit of speed onto the main straight, but he can gain that again on the with the slipstream right now into penultimate corner. Will he try to go for the move? Will he dive? No, he will not. He gets a little bit of a later apex so that he can get a better exit speed. You can see him now. He's almost hits the wall again, but now Magical, he is still retaining onto that second position right now. Sword, he's building more of a gap more and more, but Magical still with a very consistent lap time too. You can see the people in the back, they're still battling it out. I think the Uzmakis are also trying to fight it out. But right now, you can see right now the Uzmakis, they're very, very close with each other, actually. And yeah, they're still battling it out. You can see, I think, yeah, back there, I think Pyra also is...
Oh, sorry to interrupt, but it's Carno flipping. We've got a replay of that now. From starting in P2, I believe, all the way to flipping there. And watch him there. Behind for you, Smokey. And there you go, flipping in the background. Not what he would have wanted, but he's straight back on the power now, staring down the back at Taras. A different you, Smokey, yet still a you, Smokey. His tyres slightly sliding out there. May signal something worse to come when full tyre wear starts to kick in for him. But he's slowly managing to recover from what just happened, then. Back over to you.
Yeah, I mean, of course, as Magical and the other is trying to fight right now. You can see Luxy in the distance. He is trying to gain on him. Same with the Mustang right behind him. He's going to be trying to fight for at least a podium position. But you can see right now, it's been a very, very close battle between all of them. Now, you can see Steam Bullets almost on the gearbox of him. He will be able to slipstream down this main straight. Is he going to be able to get on here? He almost, yeah, I think he might have had a little bit of a mishap with his braking because he's losing a little bit of speed. but he's still very, very much behind. But he's gaining on him. Going into penultimate corner, you can see Steamboat, he almost breaks very, very late onto that. But yeah, of course, Magical now getting the advantage. He's very, very close to him. Steam Bullet now chasing him, inching ahead, going into the first turn. Steam Bullet now almost going side by side. He's gaining on him into the first turn. Will he be able to break a little bit later? He almost does. He goes a little bit wider though. So the Magical can get a little bit better of an exit speed. You can see them still trying to fight ahead. You can see Luxie too. He is charging the field. You can see him trying to get ahead of the others. But yeah, the other Reese Monkey, I think, yeah, the Arc Racing of I think yeah, I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, they're still trying. Yeah, they're still trying to get ahead right now. The other drivers, they are still very far behind. You can see Carno, he's building a little bit of a gap from the Uzumaki behind, going through the almost chicane. Now, yeah, still charging ahead. He's still getting as close as he can, but let's look at Magical. Magical is still a little bit of a gap too. Steamboats, of course, right now everything's calmed down just a little bit, so that everything will be able to get a little bit better. You can see Steam Bullets still trying to charge, but right now, if Steam Bullets can get in fast, consistent laps with no mistakes, he'll be able to gain on him. You can see him now. He's actually going right behind his gearbox too. He is gaining for the slipstream. I don't know why Steam Bullet is out of his slipstream. I don't know why he's trying to not get through it. But yeah, the dirty air is definitely affecting him now. You can see him going a little bit later. I don't know if Steam Bullet knows that there is slipstream, because it seems like he wasn't trying to get to it. But yeah, right now Magical still charging ahead. He's still gotten very consistent. Soar, by the way, building basically an 8-second cap already to the others. And so I wonder why how he's so consistent right now. Magical, of course, he was racing head to head with Soar yesterday, but now it seems very, very slow. But as I say that now, Steam Bullet, he's going to go for the move. He almost goes side by side with him. He almost makes the move now, but Steam Bullet also has the slipstream, and he is gaining on him into the next corner. Will he be able to make the dive? He's going to try to go for it, and he almost does. He gets a little bit later into the brakes, gets a little bit wide onto that next. He hits the gravel, but he can still get closer into there. You can see them now. Steampunk still charging from the others, but yeah, I think the rest of the field, I think they are still spread out now. As you can see, I think X Speedy, the battle in the back, I think.
Well, sorry
it's
to
very,
interrupt,
very
but on the subject of Speedy, he's already pitted and driver swapped. He is the second driver. Originally, it was DXV IDK who was driving, which has now been swapped over to Speedy. So, I've got the predicted pit stops up on the screen now. You can see that it was just supposed to be, of course, driver 1 at the start, then about lap 27 swapping over, but no. These people have gone full balls to the wall, and they've swapped over their driver at the end of the second or third lap. Back over to you.
Yep, right now, of course, you can see Speedy gaining on Pyra now. I think he was, I think, yeah, he was gapping the car from behind, but you can see Speedy now, he gets a little bit better of an exit. Pyra, of course, gets a little bit more wide out of there. Magi sets a purple second sector right now, but yeah, Speedy's still trying to gain on Pyra as much as he can. Pyra, of course, with the vision lag, I think maybe Pyra might have actually, yeah, I think he fell behind, because Speedy now, he's like extremely ahead of the others, which is a little bit odd. So yeah, the other drivers, they're still going. Cardinal Man, he goes a little bit wide, but yeah, you can see the other drivers still trying as much as they can. Magical has pulled away a little bit from Steam Bullets, of course, if Steam Bullets can be a little bit more consistent, that'll be good. But you can see now, Magical, actually, he has pulled 3 seconds in a matter of 2 laps throughout 2 sword, and right now he's charging ahead right now. Actually, he is the one that is trying to go desperately for the position, and it's showing right now because you can see him. You can see Sora actually in the distance, and you can, he sets his personal best first sector. You can get him. You can see him like almost going a little bit wide, seeing him getting a little bit desperate. But now, Magical, he's going to be charging ahead. Steam Bullets, he's trying as much as he can to catch up, but I don't think it will be able to, of course, happen. I think might have some of them might be on Lyco and Lifting Coast, since they might have underfueled. But right now, yeah, Magical Cat, he is still trying to get ahead of Soar. You can see Soar, he's still considerably around the background, but everyone's still trying to get as good as they can. I think behind, 1 minute and 29 seconds behind, so he might have a very real opportunity of getting lapped already. Now, onto lap 7, almost halfway until I think we can start seeing our first pit stops. Yeah, right now, I think everyone's still trying to catch each other ahead. Magical still with a 4-second gap. Magical gets a little bit of oversteer over there. But yeah, you can see the other cars. You can see the Mustang actually still trying to get a good result. But of course, still very difficult from the others. I think one of the cars actually might have pitted. Not entirely sure. I was looking
Yeah,
at the
I've
pits.
sent you a list in DMs of people who've currently pitted, but we're currently watching a pit stop from Visa Cash App RB, who've already had one of their drivers swap. So, no, this is the driver swap. So it was Pyrax just gotten out of a car with behind you Kato in, and of course we've already looked at it, but XBD, who's currently in 8th place, has already swapped from DXIVDK, whatever his name is. Back over to you.
Yep. I think behind actually might be trying to get lapped, and now I think Pyro also very very far behind. But I think his time was gone. In terms of the first stint. Now I think behind is trying to catch up with the rest of the field. You can see everyone else, actually Carno and Renner, going very very close with each other. Magical built a gap from Steam, but Renner still chasing ahead. I think Luxie's still ahead of everyone else. I think in a respectable P4. But yeah, Carno, of course, getting a better exit out of there. Renner almost trying to get that slipstream, but he might be trying to chase ahead. Soar, I think. Well, not Soar, Luxie. But you can see now Magi also, he's lost a little bit of time, but I think Steam is 5 seconds behind Magi too. And so I think all of the battling and all of the slipstreaming, and as you can see now, Renner makes the move for it. He almost gets it ahead, but now Renner gets a little bit worse of an exit. He can still try the next quarter into the chicane. Will he be able to outbrake him? He will not, but he still stays right behind him. Carno man trying as much as he can to get through. I think Carno might have had a little bit of oversteer right there, but now Renner still chasing him. You can see him slipstreaming, gaining, but gaining by inches. But he is still not there. He is also trying to break ahead. You can see Luxie beginning to get right behind, get right ahead of Carno. So that means I think Luxie might have been losing a little bit of time right now. Carno still charging. He's still attempting to get through into lap 8. Of course, everyone's still trying to get behind now. I think is lapped. So yeah, that's a little unfortunate. But you can see now Speedy, I think something happened to him because last lap he was P8, but now he is fighting with Kite behind you, and You can see them now. They're going to be trying to go wheel to wheel with each other, taking different lines behind. Gets a little bit better of an exit speed right now. You can see the Mustang with all that power, but also Kaido. He gets a little bit better of the cornering because of the BOP. But right now, yeah, everything is looking very close right now. You can see behind you gets a little bit wide, so that means Speedy can get a little bit more of an advantage. Magi again sets a purple second sector, but as you can see right now behind you, still chasing ahead Speedy. He's charging for him. Magi makes up 2/10 in for Soar, and right now Steam has lost approximately 8 seconds from Magi. And so yeah, right now I think Magi's trying as hard as he can to get that result in. But yeah, you can see behind you gets a little bit wide over there. He gets a little bit worse of a speed. You can still try to catch up right now, but I think yeah, Luxie right now, I think they're the ones to watch too. Carno chasing um very hard right now. As you can see, Luxie too, he's still trying to gate on him. You can see them very close to each other. They're actually gaining. I think if they continue actually trying to slipstream and whatnot, I think they might be able to, um, get a good result. So yeah, to you, King.
Yeah, I mean, both of these drivers, Kano and Luxie. Kano, of course, for league owner. Luxie is a driver who's established himself in leagues such as RTC and in actual esports. So it's really great to see this pair going wheel to wheel. It really shows you the skill of both of these drivers. Back over to you.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's still trying to battle it out. I think everything's calms down just a little bit. You can see Luxie still trying to go. They're sparring a little bit, honestly. You can see the one in the distance. I think that's Renner right there. He's chasing ahead. Of course, Magi and everyone else. He's still trying to get Sora, but I don't think that is possible for now. You can see Luxie taking a little bit of a wider line, honestly. I'm not entirely sure why, but he does get a little bit more power, and gets the slipstream, but goes onto the grass actually. I think that might have slowed him down. Um, but yeah, they're gonna go into the next quarter. Luxie breaks very late, hits the wall. Oh my gosh, yeah, something's happened with him. I think he lost his form for some reason. He's like completely slowed down. Um, yeah, I think something's happened with him because he got, yeah, his form got completely ruined. Now I think, yeah, now in P6 instead of P4, you can see the others seem progressively losing time towards Magic. I think now it's 10 seconds now. So Magic's still building a gap towards Steam, but yeah, everyone else is still um, trying to go ahead. You can see the lapped cars. I think they might be trying to battle it out. You can see, yeah, Speedy now actually making a pit stop. And so yeah, now Speedy's gone into the pits. Um, I think yeah, he's going for something now. Yeah, he's still going down. He's maybe going for a tire change. Who
Keep in
knows?
mind, this team's already pitted this car. They've already done a driver swap. So this is quite strange to see.
Yeah, you can see now he's changing his tires. I think he might be doing a driver swap right there. You can see the driver right in front of him. Not sure which one that is. But yeah, you can see the other drivers still pitting. You can see the other ones still. Um, I think it's a very long time actually. So I mean, of course, if you pit, it's a very long time. I think that was a tire change because
Yeah.
yeah, I don't think, I mean, yeah, he peeled too, but I don't think he did a driver change. You can see, I think that's one of the cars back there into the pits. But yeah, you can see now Speedy far behind. You can see Luxie too. He's built a little. He's gapped. He's been getting gapped from the others. You can see Fota too. Minding his own business all the way up in P7. So the two X-Mokies are in P6 and P7. Cardinal still chasing ahead. Steamboat's actually now. So that means Steambullets might have lost his form somewhat. Speedy sets a purple first sector, which is a little bit unexpected, but yeah, now he's on an absolute flyer now. Um, Now trying to get as good of a result. Now you can see Carno getting a little bit of oversteer. Two Porsches, I think, it's a little bit of the CC block actually. I think they're part of the same team too. So I wonder if team orders are going to make them trade positions now. But Steam and Carno, yeah, both of them are still challenging each other ahead. I think they might be trying to get each other slipstream so that they can chase ahead to Magi. But yeah, Soar's still dominating the field. Fota 1 minute behind already. So yeah, the main pack around 20 seconds behind. Behind you also, he is already a lap down. You can see the others still trying to get as good a result they can, but
He
yeah,
may
right now.
be a lap down, but remember, there's still what? How long has it been? There's still a good hour 30 to go.
Yep, I mean, yeah, it's 11 out of 52, so it's still very difficult. But yeah, of course you can see now it's behind you, everyone. See, yeah, right there behind you, Kaido. In the race to cash app. You can see Cardinal, I think he might have flipped actually. Oh no, he's hit the
Again?
walls. Yeah, he's hit the walls again. And so I think, yeah, his consistency has ruined him. But yeah, the other drivers too.
And he
Now you
spun
can see,
again!
yeah, what's happened to
I've
him?
got a replay of what's just went on there. Kano will be fuming. So we're riding on board with him here. You can see he's getting back on track after that last one, then just spins out. Straight over the barrier. He will absolutely be fuming at himself for letting that happen.
Yeah, that's a little bit off right now, but as you can see, the other drivers are still trying to chase each other ahead. I think one of the drivers might have already been, yeah, Anime's lapped now. The other drivers, I think they're still very close. I think Steamboat actually is trying to battle out Renner. Yeah, Renner's actually trying to chase ahead with that Mustang. He gets a little bit of oversteer. It goes a little bit wide, but I think he does get an advantage over there. He gets the horsepower. He gets the advantage onto the straight. You see Steambullets though, he's actually slipstreaming behind into the next corner. Is going to go into the hairpin. He's going to be ahead of him. Gets a really good exit out of there. Steambullets beginning to lose his form right now. But yeah, you can see the others. Renner, yeah, he's still actually actually charging ahead. But the other drivers still very spread out. Not too much happening between them. I think yeah, Renner's still very consistent. The others, Soar, not much has to be said about him. He's still got a decent gap to Magical. Um, Carno again, yeah, I think he's gone a little bit wide. So I think something with his consistency has been ruined a little bit. You can see Carno, oh no, not Carno, behind you, and also Anime beginning to struggle now. But yeah, everyone's still very close behind. To you, King.
Yeah, it's both of the Arc Racing, it appears, which are struggling. It might be something about that Porsche and an issue with tyre wear. As we've seen, we've had Anime who's been struggling all race long, but then we've had Kano, a good driver, somebody who's had time to test these cars, as he's one of the owners of the league, the founder in fact, and he's also struggling to even keep it on the track. I'll get the replay back up from earlier of what happened straight after he spun. And since that original spin, seems to have knocked his confidence. So we're watching him going down the main straight here, and he was in a P4 just a few laps ago. Now he's down to P6. Back over to you.
Yeah, I mean, of course, lap times are around 2 minutes. So if we get 2 minutes and multiply that by 50 laps, that means we get 100 minutes worth of racing. So that means very, very long time in terms of racing. So of course, yeah, now I think it's into the stages of actually conserving their tires and whatnot. I think one lap more, and then people might start trying to pit right now. I mean, Soar, he's got a pretty safe bet from at least P3 and below, Magical still able to actually maybe get the undercut on him.
I'm
But,
really sorry to interrupt, but you've just seen it on the stream. That's right. That's Corner Man again. Another thing for what happened earlier. Now let's compare that to what happened just seconds ago. Hitting it in the same sort of type of area, leading onto the straight and just spinning again. Corner Man must come into the pits if this is how he's reacting to these worn tyres. Back over to you.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I was talking with the Arc Racing earlier. They said they would be handling actually the drivers very well in terms of consistency, but I don't think the consistency is running through for Carno. Steam Bullets now in P4, Renner actually in P3. That's a very impressive performance from him. So if Carno doesn't pit this lap, actually, I think he might be having a little bit more trouble than he should have.
Ooh!
Hits the CC block again. He is very, very inconsistent now. I think, yeah, his form's definitely fallen behind. I think other drivers might be able to, of course, capitalize off of that. But, yeah, right now you can see the other driver, Sluxy. Actually, yeah,
He stays out.
Yeah, that's a little bit odd considering the circumstances that he was been giving. Also in the background, you can also not in the background, but I'm just thing to note. I think yeah, Luxy's still chasing ahead Steamboat, so Steamboats might have had a little bit more of a disadvantage with that. But yeah, looking at Carter now, he's trying to get as good of a line as he can. But I mean, yeah, his entire performance is lackluster right now. I mean, of course, he was doing extremely well a few laps ago, but now it's looking like he isn't able to even do much. Yeah, you can see Final Man still getting ahead. Almost hits that CC block yet again. But yeah, I mean, yeah, everything's still, pretty decent. I mean, everything's a little bit spread out, so there's not much to say. Other than, of course, if Carno doesn't pit this lap, I think he will be losing out a lot. Let's see if the other drivers are actually pitting now. As we go on to the next lap, I think a bunch of drivers are staying out. Not entirely sure if the drivers are coming in. I'll keep a watch on that. But yeah, think on the
Oh, sorry to interrupt, but we've got Steamboat and Luxy going for the move on each other, and both of these people are staring down the back of either lapped traffic. Yeah, lapped traffic. They're coming up on while fighting with each other. Over to you.
You can see Luxy now. He's going to be trying to slipstream off of Steam Bullets. He gets a little bit of a better exit out of there. Actually, Steam Bullets going towards the inside, trying to defend against him. You can see Luxy. He begins to fall behind a little bit. But now into the first turn. If he does get this exit out good, he might be going, but he doesn't. He gets a little bit wide. He's a little bit desperate now. You can see him now. All that dirty air is affecting him. Same with the lap traffic right in front of him. You can see now he's lapping I think that is his own teammates. So that's a little bit unfortunate right now, but you can see now Luxy capitalizes off of that. Now Steambullet trying to chase him ahead into the next turn. Steambullet, if he is going to be able to make that dive, I think he did try to make that dive. Now you can see Anime Boy still trying to chase ahead. You can see the headlights trying to turn on now. You can see it now beginning to go into the night. Everyone will be able, well, no, not be able, but everyone will have to adapt to that now. You can see Luxy beginning to build a gap. I think now he might be on P4 or something like that. I think P4. But yeah, right now you can see Steam Bullets with Anime Boy and Luxy. It's a three-way battle, even though Anime is just battling to get on laps. You can see, I think that might be Renner in the distance. Actually, no, I don't think it is. But yeah, you can see the other cars still trying to battle it out. They're, attempting to get through. Other cars still have not pitted. You can see Soar and everyone else. I think Magical Bullets is actually gaining. He's actually 1.6 seconds away from him now, actually. That's a very impressive performance by him. Now, if he can keep it up, he will be able to get ahead of him. Now, I can see the lap traffic right in between them now too. Yeah, but right now you can see Sword still making a little bit of mistakes. Magical, very, very consistent, actually. He's been able to not make too many mistakes. If he can keep it up, he will be able to catch ahead. You can see him now charging through the field. Sword, I think right behind him is one of the drivers. I think that is of Racer Man. And so says 12 laps behind from him. But yeah, you can see Magical. He capitalizes off of Sora's mistake off of that exit. Um, so yeah, now they're gonna go into the next turn. They're gonna keep going. You can see Magical. He's might be able to make the dive now. Goes side by side with him, almost for the lead. You can see both of them have a little bit of oversteer. Magical gets a little bit better off of that exit though. And Sora, he's slowed down quite a little bit into the next turn. If he can get a lot better for the exit out of here, then he will be able to
Well, that's
get
Racer Man spinning in front of a pair as well.
yeah, that's a little bit unfortunate. I mean, yet of course, the chassis very, very difficult in terms of actually getting the traction out of slower corners. But yeah, Magical actually takes the lead right now. Actually, you can see the Porsche of Sora still charging ahead. So if Magical is able to get into the pits now, I think he might be able to get ahead. But Sora to wide is still goes a little bit wide. He takes a dive into there, but he has a little bit worse of an exit. But Magical Cat too. I think yeah, both of them are staying out too now. You can see them going side by side as they cross the line. Only 2/10 separate them apart. And so, yeah, they're very, very close to each other into the next turn. Magical, still very consistent, but he goes a little bit wide. So that means Sora can get a little bit of an advantage over there. Now, of course, Magical gets the power. He has the power advantage. But, yeah, the Porsche right now seems like it's only for the cornering, and it is showing because you can see Magical, he's beginning to get gapped by Sora again. Only a slight moment of P1. He only gets a slight moment of, maintaining that first position. You can see Magical, I think he broke a little bit later. If he can straight line that braking, he will be able to get a little bit better. You can see Magical again getting a little bit of oversteer over there. Now, Magical again challenging Sword. Sword gets a little bit worse of the traction. But yeah, now they're going to go side by side into the next corner. Magical doesn't use as much track as he can, but Sora makes a huge mistake out of there, which causes Magical to capitalize off of it. I think, yeah, Steamboat and Lux might be battling too. And yeah, I think, yeah, Luxy is doing a three-way battle. I think that's Racer Man too. He's 12 laps behind, unfortunately. But yeah, Sora and the others are still battling it out. Magical is still getting ahead of him. The other drivers, I don't think they have come in yet, which they might need to soon. But overall, yes, looking like it will go to them. Steambullets challenged by the Uzumaki of Luxy. Yeah, they're still very close behind. You can see Renner in P3, so they're still going to be challenging him for the podium position. Soar still chasing ahead. Magical Bullets actually gets very close to the wall, almost under, overslowed his car over into that corner. But if he can get a good exit out of here, he'll be able to get a good line, which I think he might have done using as much track as he can out of that. And yeah, he gets a good line. Slipstreams are right behind him. If he can get a good result out of here, then he'll be able to set that maneuver up for the overtake on the main straight. But right now, it's looking like it won't go towards them, actually. As you can see them now, he's actually sitting behind the slipstream. I wonder if that's just to save fuel or whatnot, because slipstream is able to actually make you save fuel just a little bit just from staying in the slipstream. As I say that, Magical gets a little bit of oversteer, slips around. Yeah, almost gets a little bit of yeah, he almost spins out. But you can see Thor still chasing ahead, still trying to do as much as he can. And yeah, it's you, King.
Yeah, I mean, with what you're saying about cars needing to come in, they definitely do. And thinking about these Porsches, we've seen it now with a few Porsches. We've had both of the Arc Racing Porsches starting to slow down and fall behind others after tyre wear kicking in. Same as Sorge. Could this be something just with the Porsches? Or could this be due to the style of driver? I'm not quite sure. But you can see when people are predicted to be coming in, and it's been past lap 14 and not everybody's came in. So, yeah.
I think the thing with the Porsches is that they're so focused in terms of performance, so that of course, other cars, even the BMW, Alexi got the warning to stay within track limits, so I think it might be cutting the corners a little bit. On the topic of the Porsches, I mean, the other cars, I think the Mercedes and above, I mean, of course, they're more focused towards power and whatnot. Mercedes still balanced, but um, even if, something like the Mustang loses all of its grip compared to the Porsche loses the only thing it has, which is grip. But if Mustang loses all of its grip, it still has power. And so I think, of course, yeah, the trade-off with being the more grippier cars, that the drop off in terms of tire wear is very, very big. But I mean, Magical still building a gap. Actually, no, getting gapped by Soar right now. Almost taking him to Gapplebee's. You can see him now. Magical actually gets a little bit of a better exit out of there. And yeah, I mean, yeah, everyone's still trying to get their good result. I think on lap 26 is when the halfway point will happen. So I wonder if their drivers will have to just do that. But yeah, the other drivers still very close behind. Not too much happening as of right now. The other drivers, of course, trying to do as much as they can, but um, yeah, everything's a little bit more spread out now, except for Soar and Magical. Still battling it out. It's been very, very close with them for the past few laps. And yeah, you can see Magical. Luxie getting yet another warning for track limits, so I wonder what will be said about that. And so, if he does not stay within track limits, I mean, I think he will get at least a time penalty, or even worse, a drive-through penalty. And so, yeah, right now, still trying to get ahead. He's still trying to push. Um, but yeah, I mean, everyone right now is still chasing each other ahead. You can see now Soar actually pitting now. Um, he is, yeah, he's gone for it. He's gone for the pitting. I think that's a smart move on his end. If Magical can just do hammer time at that point and just put in really good consistent laps, I think he'll be able to deal with that undercut. But of course, still a very long pit stop, so I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, the other drivers still trying to pass each other. See now, Sword very far behind of Magical. Magical's built a gap for everyone else. But yeah, now see Sword still pitting. Yeah, see you again.
Yeah, I mean, with Sorge, of course, he's had to come in due to tyre. We've actually got Kano in chat right now, and he's talking about how his car, the tyres started slipping out, how he spun a few times, especially between lap 2 to 10. He's currently being made fun of, he's being flipped in the air. He fixed it up apparently, but he's now swapped driver.
Yeah, and so yeah, Carno, of course, a very good pace, but yeah, I think he had to switch drivers and whatnot. The other drivers still putting in the best laps as they can. I think, yeah, Speedy actually is P2 in terms of the best laps, and Luxie yet again getting another warning. This is his third warning. If he gets any more, he will get a penalty. And so right now he needs to focus on keeping it clean and nice. But yeah, I mean, if he doesn't either pit soon, or if he just stays out and makes more mistakes, it will take a big toll on him. See the others I think yeah, Sword 4 6. No, actually, no, maybe not. Um, yeah, Sword's still very far behind actually. So I mean, if he makes a pit now, he'll be able to actually get a really good advantage out of there. See the other drivers, Luxy, still charging ahead, trying to get as good a result as he can, but everyone else is um, spread out now, so it's a little, you know, it's a little, you know, little less entertaining. But yeah, into lap 21. Everyone's still trying to get ahead. I think the other drivers, they still haven't, really, yeah, that's a little odd. Short Ren, 48 seconds behind. I think, yeah, Magical, actually, no, not even Magical. I think that's Ren. Renner coming in for a pit stop too. He is, yeah, he's gone for a Luxy 10 seconds at the end of the race. He's got a time penalty. Um, and so yeah, he's got he's got a huge time penalty actually now. So that will be unfortunate. I wonder if he will be able to surf that in the pits.
I believe
But
it's
yeah.
added on to the end of a race. Also, we do have a driver here. Somebody who will get up a replay of. Wait, no, that's not his replay, I guess I won't. Of somebody who spun multiple times. That's right. We have got the one and only Kono Man.
Thank you for the nice introduction. Yes, I did, but it was kind of unfair. The first time I flipped, I didn't hit anything, and my car for some reason just went sideways. And then the second time, my car hit a bump on the curb, and I just went straight into the CC, and I flipped over.
Yeah.
And then there was another time, the third time, the last one, that I went too deep into the corner. I had some oversteer and I hit a curb. Not a curb, CC, and I barrel rolled.
Yeah, I mean, you said something about, of course, your performance being, well, not performance, but just general car handling, being a little bit off. And so, yeah, what do you think caused? Real quick.
We got muted. To be fair, I don't know. After like lap 2 or 3, I think my car for some reason just started to not turn. It didn't wanna. It was not tire wear because it's way too early in the race. But later up in the race, I underfueled as well, which wasn't that good. I would have stayed out for longer, but yeah. Um, After about lap 13 or something, or 14, 15, something like that, my tire started to fall off. I started to slide a bit more, but it was pretty good still.
Yep, I mean, of course, the other drivers are still. Oh, I think Anime Boy flipped. Yeah, unfortunate from him. But I think, yeah, Magical, I think he might be the one that's getting unlapped because Sora's the one all the way behind him. But yeah, um, I mean, of course, everyone is still trying to, you know, get as good of a result as they can. Do you think that, your team is still able to come back from what happened, or now Magical going into the pits, he is I think he's changing his driver or pitting, not entirely sure. I think the pits, yeah, he's only changing his tires. um so do you think that your team will be able to come back from the yeah, just from the unfortunate experience earlier on, or do you think that you're just gonna have to be stuck with getting only a few points?
Yeah, I feel like we could do a pretty good job in getting on the podium. Currently, Falcon is setting really fast lap times. He's the fastest driver on the grid at the moment, or one of the fastest. So I think that's it's gonna be pretty good,
Yeah, actually
and
no,
we
and
can
I
catch
think
up.
Yeah, he did do a driver change actually, driver swap.
Yeah, that's why
I
I'm
don't think-
talking.
Yeah, I think one of the drivers, I'm not entirely sure, I think it's Asha, whatever his name is. Yeah, Gasha, no, I don't think you can see his name on here. Yeah, thank you for the interview. I think yeah,
All
you
right.
can't really see him.
See you guys.
Actually, no, you can. And so Soar now, I think he is 30 seconds behind him. That's a reasonable gap actually. And yeah, now everyone else is still trying to get ahead. I think he is ahead. Yeah, he is ahead actually. And so that's a little bit unfortunate actually. I thought Soar would be behind him, but I guess now Gasha is I think he did a little bit of a mistake over there. So yeah, bidding. And so yeah, I think Luxie still
Loxie's done a drive swap now.
yeah. And so I think everyone's beginning to pit now, which is a little bit reasonable. Of course, everyone trying to get as good of a result as they can. And so yeah, I think Gasha now Soar still hasn't made a driver swap, so he's still gonna have to pit sooner or later actually. So yeah, I mean, of course, still staying out or whatever. Gosh, now I mean, of course, right behind Soar. Soar got P1, but I'm not entirely sure if he will be able to hold on to that. You can see Gosh now beginning to make a lot more mistakes compared to Magical. Yeah, I can see him going a little bit wide. So yeah, Soar will take P1, and will actually get the job done. And yeah, the other drivers still trying to do whatever they can. And yeah, to you.
Yeah, I mean, let's have a look at who we know has done a driver swap. So we know Sorge hasn't, we know Gosh has. So P2 swapped, P3 swapped, P4 swapped, P5 I think, P5 and 6 I think have swapped, P7 has swapped, P8 has swapped, and so on from there. I believe everybody swapped bar Sorge.
Yeah. I think yeah, of course the other drivers, they're still trying to challenge. But yeah, I think everyone else, it's kind of calmed down. Lux, of course, got 10-second time penalty, so that's a little unfortunate. Um, yeah, it's a little unfortunate, but yeah, it is what it is, and yeah, it's
As for team
whatever.
boss of that team, I'm currently DMing the guy and seeing what's going on. Apparently he had an engineer screaming down the mic at him.
Actually, yeah, let me actually join right there real quick. You can keep commentating for now. Just
Yeah,
give
I'll
me a
continue
little
on.
bit.
Let's get an update from the team.
Uh,
Okay, well he's gone to go check up on the King FXR team. Let's go have a look at some of the people who swapped and if they're driving better. So Frackart doesn't seem to be doing any better than Renner. Whereas, let's go see about Goshua. Goshua isn't quite doing as well, I'd say, but he's a great driver. He's still going faster than, yeah, basically everybody behind him. But let's look at XBD. So they pitted first lap driver swap and now they're here. Then pitted again on about the 5th lap. But I believe that's the car which wasn't doing quite as well. Frackart overtaking off the track. What a lovely guy. So that's a 5-second time penalty for that. Which is a bit confusing, as overtaking off the track is 5 seconds, but track limits is 10 seconds. So, quite weird. But yeah, you can see how he's driving, that he's just not quite gotten settled with the car. And if I take up bring up the infographic of car performance, which I'm going to be getting appearing now, you can see how the car he's in's developed for top speed. Something he might not be as used to is, of course, as we're seeing here, he just runs out wide without containing the speed. But let's look at the man currently in first. But of course, when he pits and does a driver swap, which he still has to do, that'll of course put him back in order. So once he's pitted, that means that Goshua will be in front. And for Renner, you'll be delighted to know that Frackart has got a 5-second time penalty for overtaking off the track. Which I don't actually know how he did, considering there's not... I know, he's got Spicer by him. He's actually... Frackart's done amazingly to recover. The guys came up from wherever he was. Yeah, about P12, all the way up to P4 in just a matter of minutes. Back over to you.
Yeah, so I heard from the other team. And yeah, apparently what happened, of course, not of course, but yeah, some of the drivers were just you know, I think, yeah, during, fighting for position, I think one of the engineers was just, yelling at him and making him unfocused, which is a little bit unfortunate. And I think that's why you get so many mistakes done, which I would get. And, of course, I mean, I think it's team error, whatnot. So yeah, a little unfortunate, but yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, everyone's still chasing ahead. You can see them now. I think that's, yeah, the one of Solar, actually. I'm not entirely sure which other one that is. I think that is, I actually can't see because of the vision lag.
B-Fit,
B-Fits.
the man who got P2 in yesterday's sprint race.
Yep, and so B-Fits, I think, is way behind. I think he's only in P12. So yeah, still trying to get ahead, still trying to chase. Yeah, that's a little unfortunate. See ya.
Yeah. So, let's look at Sorge compared to Gosh. Sorge has still got to pit again to do a driver swap. Gosh would probably want to pit again just for fuel and tyres, but that doesn't take too long. So, or he doesn't even need to pit again, looking at how he was running earlier. So, Gosh is going to be leading the race after Sorge pit, so it may have been a mistake dragging out his stint this long, unless he knows he's got such a bad other driver for this to be worth it. Which would be quite hard, but I'm not too sure. Over to you.
Yep. Of course, the other drivers are still charging it. You can see Soar very consistent. What's his racing? He fit 23 laps behind. Of course, might be a little bit of a glitch. But yeah, everyone else is still trying to charge ahead. The other drivers very, very far behind. Gosh, with the 25-second gap towards him. And yeah. And yeah, the other people are still trying to get ahead. And yeah, to you.
Yeah, I'm currently reading just an argument between some of the race officials. So, in GT racing, as you know, you go when the flag goes green. But lots of people are waiting until the start line, which they didn't realise. So that's how Sorgi got such a great start, because if he was towards the back of the pack, he saw the green flag fall and off he went, which has really made his race. Back over to you.
Yep. And so yeah, I think one of the engineers from King FXR, yeah, now trying to yeah, it's a little yeah, you can see now I think behind Kaido, a little bit of oversteer. I think Sora might have got to him again now. And yeah, everyone's still trying to race each other. You can see them now. Soar chasing ahead. He's getting a good result out of here. Getting very consistent. And yeah, it's you.
Yeah, this race so far has been quite crazy. Let's think about it. From the flips to people trying to do undercuts, pitting lap 1, which we've seen worked in the case of Speedy, which is quite crazy to see. You've got people in chat. You've got Lewis again praying for Ark's downfall. Of course, it's Lewis. And yes, so far I really see this league shaping up to be great, especially with the fact that this is before the collisions have even been added. Back over to you.
Yep. I mean, everyone's still chasing each other ahead. Other drivers are actually extremely behind. Yeah. Yeah, you can see the other cars. I think the next one is I'm not entirely sure. I think the other drivers are still trying to get. I think XC Spicer is Smoky with Freckart. Freckart getting a little bit more of the horsepower. But yeah, you can see the BOP. Of course, BMW is not a lot, considerably better in terms of cornering. Freckart obviously has a straight line speed. And yeah, you can see them now. Very, very close with each other, battling it out, doing whatever. I think we've already hit the halfway mark. We're just over the halfway mark. And so yeah, the drivers still trying to do whatever. Still trying to.
I've got word that both of you. Oh my god!
Spicer
Flip from
flipped
Spicer.
over.
And that's a yellow flag. That is not what he would have wanted. Now Mailer's coming up the inside of him and getting the move done. That gives him no speed going down this straight. We've got a replay of that now. You can just see him spinning. Really would have hated that to happen. And for both of us who are a part of that team, we hate that. One of the ARC cars in the ARC racing team left, thinking that that would do a driver swap, and the other one's quite far behind. So back over to you.
Yeah, Spicer. I think, yeah, of course. We were talking earlier with the engineers and whatnot, saying, let's keep it consistent, whatever. And so, yeah, it sucks to see it like this, but, we're still, a little bit over halfway. We still have enough time to get through. We've got almost an hour of racing left. And so, yeah, it'll be very close. Everyone will still trying to be charging ahead. And, yeah, over to you, Ken.
Oh, sorry, wasn't quite listening there, but let's have a look at where we think that people will pit. So currently, we're sitting on a nice lap 29, which means we've got a bit of space at this point until people start doing their final pit stops. In the case of Sorge, to actually get some fuel and to swap drivers, and in the case of everyone else, for some fresh tyres and fuel.
Yeah. So everyone else still chasing ahead. Spicer. Do whatever. I think other cars are still somewhat spread apart. You can see Mailer and Spicer still battling it out. Spicer lost the position to the car in front because of the flip. This is the exact same corner which he did. Doesn't do it again. Still very consistent through the S's. And yeah, gets a good release out of here. Okay.
Yeah, I'm currently just setting up another graphic. So, we've got the driver of the day thing. So currently this won't be the final stuff, but if you say in chat, we're going to be making a poll for you guys to vote on. So if you just say in chat who your current driver of the days are, then we're going to be able to take that into consideration to choose who we're going to add to the list.
Yeah, I mean, sorry, a little bit of a stack pick from me. Yeah, I think all the drivers been very consistent. I think Magical though. Me personally, I think he was very consistent. Sort of still extreme. Yeah, I mean, he's been lapping around for a very long time. Consistent, very, very good job from him. And so, I mean, of course, other drivers still very, yeah, they're still doing whatever. And if someone says in here, steam bullets, which I think steam bullets already did move. Storage, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, let's just see how this starts shaping up, and let's actually especially focus on some of the people which people are mentioning. So, as Steam Bullets currently isn't driving, let's go and have a look at just how Soldier's getting on at the front.
I think storage is very consistent. I mean, he's built a gap, stayed with it, and yeah, maintaining it. And until he moves, I think, yeah, he's got a guaranteed win in his pocket. But of course, the other driver is still very important. So, yeah, it's very important for both of them. Yeah.
Yep.
And so right now, the quarter cut from Kaido is being currently under investigation, actually. And so, you know, they possibly might punish Kaido.
I mean, keeping in mind that Luxie got a 10-second for track limits, this is a corner cut. This might even be worse.
Yeah. I mean, of course, you know, track limits are still very hard. Not hard, but you know, they're still very serious. There are corner cuts, of course. Kaido now given a warning to stay within track limits.
He's gonna get his 2 warnings, but he's already had one before this, I believe, so if this happens again, then this is going to be a penalty for him of 10 seconds.
Yep. So yeah, let's see. What was it again? Yeah, behind you. You see him trying to chase ahead, Racer Man. Oh, it was a little bit wide again. So yeah, he's very, very inconsistent right now. But yeah, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I've got some info about one of the drivers here. So, apparently, apparently that Spicer might be a hidden talent here. Not quite sure though, looking at his splits, but let's see if he starts to build up some time. Well, close the gap on the cars ahead. Let's just have a look. Over to you.
You can see the other cars, they're still trying to chase each other ahead. Of course, yeah, everything's still spread out. More calm, more everything. Over halfway mark. Still at Sebring. Still nighttime. Once it reaches into daytime, I think everyone will be able to get a better result out of that. But yeah, right now, everyone's still in the nighttime, trying to do whatever. And yeah, it's fair call. So, Sword ahead of Josh. Gained a second. Went from 25 seconds all the way to 26. Speedy all the way in P3. And Kaido gets a little bit of he spins out. Oh, he hits the wall. Yeah, that's a little unfortunate.
Wonder if they're going to count that as track limits or just a crash.
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, his other
Just a
crashes
crash,
are.
yeah.
Yeah. But yeah. Still trying to be consistent. Speedy somehow all the way in P3, which is very, very surprising. Yeah, over to you.
I'm currently just sending some messages to Step. Over to you.
Yeah, it's a little bit more calm down, a little bit more try, unfortunately, but that's just because racing is a little bit more calmed down. You can see 32 laps. We've got 20 more laps. Very, very long time. Already still other drivers. And whatever. I think Falcon Expedia are still doing their best. Sector 3.
Could you have a look at who that was?
Yeah.
This
see.
isn't the last 10 laps, so I'm pretty sure that they're just having a heart attack. 'Cause it's only lap 33 out of 52.
And so yeah, I also wonder with Soar. Yeah, he still hasn't done his change yet. Someone else again in Sector 3. I haven't seen. I didn't see which one that was. Stay inside the lines into the corners. Yep. So I think some of them might be penalized for it. But yeah, I think the other drivers are still challenging each other. Okay.
Yeah. So I believe if that was targeted at behind you, Kato, then he should probably be getting. If that happens even one more time, he will just be getting that time penalty, won't he?
Most likely. Of course, yeah. Now, Speedy chasing Falcon. Oh, actually, no. Speedy's actually making his own pit. That's a little surprising. Yeah, last 20 laps. So I wonder if Soar will just keep staying out, or if he'll make the move into the pits. Over to you.
Yeah, let's have a look at XT Spicer and how he is currently doing. So, you can see him. I'm not sure who's quite in front of him, but he's currently the quickest car on track, according to the splits.
Yep.
So, let's see what he can do within these final 20 laps, which we've just entered into.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be extremely difficult to reach all the way into. I think at least the podium positions, but very good chance though. See Racerman. Oh, you can see, yeah, see Spider a little worse into that exit, but he's still getting pretty good in terms of that exit. The other drivers still challenging each other ahead, trying to gain on each other. And yeah, everything's happening. And yeah, everything's a little bit more calmed down. Josh still 25-second gap to Soar. Trying to chase him ahead. Soar yet to make a pit stop, but yeah.
He needs to change drivers still, thinking about it.
Yeah. I mean, he might do just last lap heroic, where he goes, on fifth lap 51 and pits just for the driver, just in time to.
If he does
whatever.
try to do that, which could be quite funny would be if he went over the line before going into the pit box and then getting disqualified. That would be crazy.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. See now Spider is actually gaining on Racerman. Very impressive from all them.
Because they said if you don't want to do a driver swap, you can do a drive-through penalty, which may be what he might be aiming to do within the final 2 laps.
Well, I feel like a drive-through penalty.
Then you can't change tyres or fuel, sorry.
Yeah, but I mean, even with the drive-through penalty, I think that's a little. I mean, yeah, no, I do think that he needs to make the switch, or else, that's just a little unfair. Also for the other driver, because he's not even halfway through to the stint, and so if he just doesn't make the move, then that's a little bit more unfortunate on his side. You can see now Freckhardt a little bit wide. Spicer will be able to get the advantage on him. Gets a little bit of that, and yeah, it's you, King.
Yeah, so you've got Spicer going wheel to wheel here with Freckhardt. The two seem quite evenly matched. with Fracart going slightly wide, he's getting the speed he's got the straight line speed, same as Fracart though, with XD Spices being slightly less while getting the benefit from that cornering though. So you can see him staying in front, making a move on Racerman, which I believe is lap traffic, if I'm correct. Yes, he is. That means that XD Spices are now still being tracked down by Fracart. The pair cannot get away from each other. He's right on his gearbox now. You can literally see him getting closer and closer. Over to you.
Yeah, right now they're still battling it out. They're trying to get as close to each other as they can. Right now, Frackhart's still chasing ahead. Spider into the next corner. They're gonna go into the penultimate corner. I think Frackhart might be getting a late apex into there, trying to get a better exit speed, which he does. He is going to go now. He's gonna be matching him. He's gonna go wheel to wheel and gets the advantage out of there now. They're basically almost tied in terms of the timing, and so now, yeah, they're gonna keep going. They're gonna keep going, whatever.
I mean, according to timing, they are tied.
Yeah, you can see all of them now. They're still trying.
Over to you, sorry. Okay, guess he's dead. So, you've got XD Spicer leading this battle for P4 right now. You've got 3 cars in the mix. Unless Racerman is lap traffic, well, even if he was, he has just gone straight on. And, okay, right, okay. He's screwed if he wasn't lap traffic. But you've got Frackhart here, using that straight line speed, building up the time. So he continues down, getting in the slipstream, slightly getting affected by the dirty air, while managing to keep it on track. In that case, it actually helped him as he was understeering. He's right on the slipstream of him, going for the move, has to slow down and gets out-cornered by the BMW, with him straight back in the slipstream, getting ready to go for it now. See if he can get the move done. No, he can't. With Spicer now pulling away, pulling an absolute masterclass of defence here. The man cannot be stopped. But remember, Spicer's car does have that 10-second time penalty. So, keep that in mind.
Yeah, the other driver is still trying to get through. Still very consistent performance from Spider now. Yeah, Spicer, my bad. Frackhart, still same line throughout, and yeah, they're doing good too. Big.
Currently, just looking at how Frackhart's actually putting out 2 wheels out of the track each turn, which, as we know, is illegal. So I wonder if the stewards will want to have a look at that. Yeah, I'm not sure what the steward's going to think of that one, but I know that we will definitely be raising that to them as members of the U Smoky team. So, yeah, you can see Frackhart though, now with a superior straight line speed, which is leading on from XD Spicer, doing perfectly. Over to you.
Yeah. Frackhart and Spicer, still very close behind. Gosh, I meant chasing Soar, gaining a little bit of time from him. Soar is a little lackluster now in terms of pace. I think because of the tires and whatnot, he might have ran out. But yeah, lap 37, which is a little odd to be honest. Yeah, now he hasn't made a single. Well, no, he has made a single pit stop. But he hasn't made a driver swap yet. Yeah, the other drivers still pretty far behind. You can see Gaj now too. He is getting close to other drivers. Are still trying to get each other. Spicer making a little bit of a gap now. And yeah, what do you think?
Yeah, so for Sorge, you can see that, actually, even with these types of tyres, he's still being followed quite closely. Oh, apparently Fracott has a penalty too. So I've just got that confirmed.
Right now, of course, everyone is attempting to get ahead of each other. Thor is still yet to make his pit stop. I think if he doesn't go into the
Qualification.
pits, yeah, or if he just doesn't, I think he'll lose too much time. Yeah, Josh now trying to chase speed the distance. I think that's lap traffic.
So we've had it confirmed now, but he has gotten a time penalty, Fracott, in the So that means that you've got XD Spicer still in contention to win over him.
Yeah, and also, gosh, gained another second yet again on Soar. So if Soar doesn't improve anytime sooner, I think it'll be too late for him to even notice. And so yeah, Soar I think needs to change drivers, or at least pit right now, or else he'll lose first position, which is a little bit unfortunate. But yeah, still very close. Still very far out though.
Oh,
So yeah,
Goshu has gained second just in that last lap. So this is going to be making Sword and his engineers think about what they really want to do at this point. Oh, gosh, you
it
are
hits the
hitting it
TC
there.
clock.
I've got a
Oh,
replay
man.
of that, which is going to be coming up right now.
That's at least gotten 4/10 out of him. So, yeah, that's very unfortunate.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, it's
coming
I
in
would-
today now. Over to you.
Yeah, I mean, I think if he just keeps being consistent, it'll be good for Thor on worn tires. So it's a very, very big possibility. But you can see everyone else. They're actually still yeah, everyone else is still pitted. Not pitted, but everyone except until P4 is lapped. So yeah, very consistent between everybody. And yeah, or if he does maintain his position, it will be able to be good. He goes a little bit wide over there to get a late apex. Almost clips the
Oh,
wall
sorry,
right there.
Sorge is in the pits now. And they're
Sorge,
doing
okay.
this driver swap as we speak. They've got the scooter ready to give it the jump start. They've got the other driver ready because finished refueling. The tyres are being changed as we speak. And that's all of the other drivers overtaking them right now. So, on the right of the screen, you can see him pitting. On the left of the screen, you can see anybody else. Oh, the cars are not going. The car's reversing.
It's going backwards. It's going back. It's
The
going
cars ran away from them. Nobody's in the car. I'm not sure what's going on, but their car has just left. Somebody's just had to TB into the car. They've stopped the car. They're turning it back around. The car's just spun
Oh no. No, that is so
from
unfortunate.
P1. No, back into their pit box they go. Refueling again. They've just dropped the car off there. Nobody's getting into it. The person in... And this random guy, I'm not even sure if they're in and they brought it to the wrong pit box. No!
Oh no.
And now he's
It's-
just jumping out. Let's see if he does.
They're an absolute shambles.
You've got Spicer in Fracart coming past. That's P4 gone, P5 gone, P6 gone, P7 he'll be coming out.
Oh no,
It's
that's
not what they
super
wanted.
unfortunate from him.
Zero denials for name. Well, they will be having denial about what's happened here today. That was... Oh no.
Absolute shambles, honestly. Yeah, that's extremely unfortunate from all of them. They went from having P1 just to lose all of their progress due to the pit stop. So I wonder if the teams next race are going to be preparing for the pit stop.
Apparently they
That's
forgot to
very
put on the handbrake
unfortunate.
while pitting.
Super unfortunate. But yeah, these
Oh,
other drivers now. I think Gosh is basically guaranteed the win at this point. He's only got 12 laps to go. If he can keep it within the white lines, I mean, he'll be able to do a pretty good job out of here. But yeah, very, very unfortunate. Yeah, to you, King.
yeah, apparently even though Flackhart did the same things as Loxy was doing, you see at every corner he's going out wide, taking four wheels off the track on a lot of them. He still only got a 5-second time penalty compared to the 10 seconds of Luxy. The team won't be happy with that.
Yeah, see the other one sticking. Still, I don't even know if there's the others. I don't think there's zeros in the board now. But yeah, I think yeah, the other zero denial. Zero denial is in much denial right now.
Nice at pitting.
Well, I think might be trying to go for a little bit of a sprint until the end right now. The drivers oh very very close with each other. Yeah, see them hitting now, exchanging tires, I think.
Yep. I'm not sure what his plan was with that, in all honesty.
And Kato's also pitted too. So yeah, that's a little bit odd.
I'm gonna hand this up, and he's accidentally gone into another pit box. This is
Oh,
horrendous for the U
no.
Smoky team.
Oh no, another pit stop disaster.
He's just done.
Absolute
He's just done
shambles.
3 pit stops.
Absolute shambles.
Is that him being lapped? Yes, it is.
Oh my gosh, this is it's absolutely mad at this point. I think Zero's all the way in P12 too. So everyone else is it's unfortunate. Gosh, still actually very consistent. I'm gonna reach into the 10 lap mark, so everyone's gonna be able to get a good chance to redeem themselves. But yeah, right now it's looking good around. And yeah, Blah, I think one of the drivers said that he disconnected. That's a little unfortunate.
Great.
You know, I
Currently,
wonder if
we've got Rainbow Reverb on track, which we're currently watching. The other U Smoky, which didn't pit.
oh, I didn't see him. I don't see him, but yeah, you can see I think Kaido and Speedy right now, they're actually battling it out. Rainbow Reverb doing his own thing. But yeah, Kaido, now I think Speedy was gaining on him, but now not anymore. Cut the grapple right into there.
Oh my god! Zero doubts. Clearly had zero doubts about what went. Zero denial, sorry. Had his zero denial, and with that zero denial, he's up into P4.
Oh, I mean, decent strategy, I guess. Still very unfortunate. I don't know
Yeah.
why they overcut so much. See now, Pablo is distributed. King FXR has scored. But yeah, is calming down right now. Gosh, basically with the 1 minute 10-second lead, he really doesn't have to do much with this. I think one of the cars is going behind. That's a little odd.
Okay, while you commentate, I need to go and set up the drive of the day things. Over to you.
Yeah, it's yeah. I think one of the drivers are actually going backwards. Not entirely sure. That's a little odd. Um, but Everyone else is still racing behind. Kaido too. Everyone else doing whatever. So very close. So very nice. Keeping it clean. Everyone is doing. And yeah, gosh. Still P1. He made another pit actually. Oh no! Oh my
Who
gosh.
did?
Gosh. Gosha. He's pitted. I mean, he's got to
It's fuel, isn't it?
see now. I think one of the cars. I don't know. That is
Oh my god,
the other
we've
one.
got a purple first sector from the Mercedes Racerman.
Yeah, and I think the car behind. I think that is Steam Bullet. So, Steam Bullet and Gasha are battling it out right now. You can see now, Steam Bullet, he's out 10 laps to go now. They're actually still battling it out, and it's getting very, very close between them. Gasha can still at least get a good advantage out of here. He can do well, but yeah, I'm not entirely sure why he pitted. If he was underfueled, then I would see why. But I thought he wasn't. Um, yeah, it's right now. It's looking very close to you, King.
Currently still setting up the drive of the day, sorry.
Yeah, and so everyone. Break cars stay with arts within the track limits, and so yeah, he gets another um gets another warning. And yeah, everyone. So trying to chase ahead steamboats. Charging the field. Yeah, it's looking pretty nice. Steamboats challenging Dasha for the win now. I wonder if Steamboats is gonna have to do some Lyco if he is underfield. Steamboats though, very impressive. Um, impressive, yeah, from him. Let's see him now. Steamboats still trying to get through. Almost
Oh,
hits the wall.
Racerman flips! The man going
Oh.
quickest on track.
Yeah, that's a bit unfortunate now. It is approximately 6 tenths behind him. You see the other ones. Oh gosh, goes a little bit wide. I think that's from the mind play that Steamboat's done. He's still challenging behind him. Gasha now losing the position now. Steambullets might be having a chance to actually get through and get done. I can see, yeah, right in the distance, not Steambullet, Racerman, losing that position. But now you can see Gasha trying as much as he can to retain onto that first position. But you can see now the other drivers, they're still trying to charge ahead. Now, yeah, you can see them so very close.
Okay, for everybody currently in the stream, tell us your drive of the day in the announcements channel. You can see all the current drivers you can vote for. So, we're going to be announcing who won live on stream within the final 2 laps it will close.
Yep, and so right now, everyone is doing the most they can right now. Steambullets gets the switchback on him. Gasha now loses the position. Now going into the slipstream. He's going to be very close into the next corner. Going into the right-hander. He's going to be trying to get ahead of him. You can see Steambullets takes a very deep line inside of that turn. Going onto the main straight now. If Gasha can get the slipstream out of there, he can. But he hits the gravel. Gets a little less time. Right now, Steambullets getting as much as he can for the win. Earlier today, the team principal said that he did have a possibility of getting through and winning the entire thing. But yeah, now it's looking like it will go to him. You can see Gasha going a little bit wide. Steambullets still charging ahead. So Gasha is still very, doing whatever. I think that's a car right there. It was flying earlier. But yeah, right now Gasha slipstreaming behind him. Gets that dirty air though, so he doesn't get as good of a performance as he wish he could. Right now, going into the chicane again. Now, Steambullets is taking Gasha to Gapplebees right now because he is absolutely gapping him right now. And yeah, he's trying to challenge him right now. Slipstream again, trying to do as much as he can to get that. He breaks a little bit later. If he can get the great traction out of here, he will be able to get a good result. He gets a little bit of an exit. Now charging onto the not main string, but through the kinks. He'll be slipstreaming. If he can get the move done in this corner, it'll be set up perfectly. But he goes a little bit wide, doesn't hit the apex that much. Again, now going through the left-right sequence. Now almost getting ahead of Steam Bullets, but now I think isn't anymore. Now, yeah, I think he went a little bit too wide over there because he's losing a lot of time. Steam Bullets on an absolute flyer right now. Sasha can at least get some good, decent corners out of here. Then he'll be able to challenge Steam Bullets for the win right now. Well, right now, with around, I think, 6 laps of racing, I'm not entirely sure. Oh, no, 8 laps of racing, I'm sorry. I don't think he'll be able to get the head. Right now, onto the main straight. You can see them now. They're actually still racing and trying to do everything. And yeah, right now, you can see them. Gasha almost hits the wall right there. She's gonna hit the wall. Almost does. Almost does. See him. Still slipstreaming right behind him. On his gearbox. Still trying to get ahead of him. Now into the next corner. Late apexes again into the next corner. Gets a little bit of a better exit out of there into the chicane. Trying to maneuver it through properly and as fast as he can. Again, almost misses the apex right there. I think he already did. That opens up an opportunity for Steam Bullet to get more advantage out of him. You can see now, Gasha again, still trying to get ahead of him. He breaks a little bit later right there. That's where he gains the most time out of him. Almost hits the wall right there. You can see him now. He's actually very, very close. If he can keep slipstreaming behind, then he'll be able to get a good launch, which he almost, he does. And breaks a little bit earlier. If he does a switchback, I think he did do it. Not very entirely sure because it's a little bit of vision lag right now. And yeah, actually, Steam Bullets slowed down for it. Gasha stays with the white lines. Steam Bullets, though, gets a little bit too wide out of there. Gets the gravel. So now, Gasha again, he's still trying to get ahead. See him using all that dust he can to get as good of a result as he can. And yeah, you can see him now. Steam Bullets now getting the better exit too out of here onto the main straight. He's still challenging him for the win right now. If Kasha can still slipstream right behind him, he tucks right behind his gearbox right yet again. Widens out the line just a little bit. And he tries to keep going, but he doesn't. But he gets a better exit out of here. He makes a run for it. He takes the line. He takes first position again. Now, Steam Bullets still trying as much as he can to fight back, but it's looking like it will go to Gasha. If Gasha can still keep this within the white lines, it will be very, very close to him. You see, Steam Bullets overshooting hit. He almost hits the CC block. Now, going into the next corner, almost goes a little bit wide from Gasha. Same with Steam Bullets. He's going to be the one with the slipstream. He's going to get the advantage. He's going to keep going. He's going to challenge him again. Now, into the next corner, Steam Bullets will dive bomb him right here. That will be very, very unfortunate for him. You see Steam Bullets, a little bit of oversteer. Gasha, too, almost hits the CC block right there into the next sequence of corners. Steam Bullets beginning to being gapped by Gasha. If Gasha can keep being consistent with this, he will be able to take that win. But it's only a matter of time right now. You can see the rest of them with approximately 6 laps to go.
I mean, looking at the rest of the grid, you've also got for the likes of Crackheart and XD Spicer giving it all further towards the back. Over to you.
Yeah, I think the other drivers too. I think Spicer maybe? Yeah, Spicer and Fricart. Still trying to, of course, battle it out right now. Everyone's still very close right now. Very close competition between all of them. We have Kasha right now, still at a gap with the others, still trying to get as good of a result as he can out of here, which he is. Of course, the other car, is of Spicer, still battling out, very close with each other. And as I say that now, going on to the 47th lap, precisely 5 laps to go. Steamboat actually goes a little bit wide onto the next corner. So that allows Gasha to get yet another good launch out of there. Steamboats again. A little bit better of an exit. Slipstreaming behind him now. Onto the straight. If he can get the advantage onto here, that will be extremely good for him. Still trying to get through now. Steam Bullets dives down the inside, almost gets it. Kasha still stays ahead of him. Now Steam Bullets doing whatever he can to stay ahead. If he only has 5 more laps, he will keep trying, because right now it's extremely close between all of them. You can see them still getting through with it. It's extremely close between them all. Steam Bullets and Gasha, yeah, are very close with each other. XVD and Falcon are spread out now. Same with XD and Frack. And so that means Gasha and Steam are the only ones that are genuinely challenging each other. Zero also catching ahead. He's Zero's Frickhart's actually getting a 5-second time penalty. Steam Bullet goes a little bit wide to Zero, also gaining 3 seconds onto the field. Right now, they're all trying to spar it out. They're trying to get as much as they can. And right now, onto lap 47, you can see Gasha late apexing that one. If he can get a good exit out of here, which he does, you can see Steam Bullet, he goes a little bit too wide. You can see Zero also in the distance. He's challenging Steam for the win right now. Gasha, he's built a little bit of a gap. If he can keep doing this, he's got around 2 seconds, 1.8 seconds to Gasha. Steam goes a little bit wide. You can see Zero in the distance. He's beginning to challenge Steam Bullet 4-second position. All of the top 3 are spread out within 4 seconds. It's beginning to be very close. As we get 4 more laps of racing, everyone is still challenging each other for the win. You can see in the distance, if they can cooperate with each other, they might be able to get out Kasha right now. But right now, as you can see, they're still all challenging each other. To you, King.
Yeah, I mean, it seems to be every race we see that just this much things between drivers. Like, Fraghart's got another warning. I believe he's nearing disqualification at this point. But looking at what Fraghart's doing, quite a lot of people in the top 3 drivers have been doing it. So, if the top 3 also get penalties, as most of the other grid are doing it, that would be insane. Let's just have a look at what's going on with drivers taking turns. Let's take Falcon as an example. Yeah.
Yep. And then also, just quick reminder also, Zero's actually gotten ahead of Steam Bullets. So now Gasha is actually getting challenged by Zero. I wonder what's with them. I wonder how they're already getting so much speed. And yeah, Zero's got actually extreme speed out of here. That's a little odd. He's got an unreasonable amount of speed, to be honest. He's still necessarily. That's a little odd, because now is Zero is gained basically an entire minute, which
Yeah, that is quite odd.
That's a little. I'm not entirely sure how Zero did that.
Unless it's for fresh tyres. Because Wait, no, he still pitted with all the other guys, didn't he? So, he doesn't... He's got older
Yeah.
tyres.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure how Zero's pulling. Yeah, Zero's completely pulling away from them all. It's like, it's absolutely mad. I mean, they set already. Yeah, I think they pitted lap 37. Of course, you can still gain a lot of time, but they gain a minute 14 on the other drivers, which I would say is a little bit odd. You can also see the straight line speed of that Porsche. It's a little bit, it's a little mad, to be honest. Yeah, they're still all trying to challenge for the win, but yeah, I'm very confused because Zero's pit before the rest, Kasha pit later. At least I think so. Actually, no, I think it was the other way around, but yeah, not entirely sure. And yeah, over to you, King.
Yeah, I've just seen that a few drivers which are still on track, so laps are glitching, such as Rainbows, which is quite odd.
Yeah, I think yeah, everyone's still trying to do whatever they can. I think the Zero's got like an ungodly amount of straight line speed somehow. Yeah, that's a little odd. But yeah, over to you, King.
Yeah, I mean, let's just have a look at somebody who's coming up right now. So we're in the last 3 laps as we speak, but XT Spencer's actually catching on the back of the pack. I'm not even too far. I'm going to have a check. He's 10 seconds behind him. Keep in mind that XT still has a time penalty. But these others in front of him, I'm not sure if they will or won't, but if you look at their driving style, all of them cannot keep it on the track within limits.
Yeah. Now, yeah, Zero's been in an extreme gap towards the others. If Gasha can keep doing whatever he can, that would be better. But yeah, Zero's come out of nowhere and has taken the lead from the others. Very impressive, but yeah, still very odd. Yeah.
Yeah, something which people are saying the top 3 aren't going off by much with corners, but this is the same as Luxie and the likes of Frackart, which we're getting time penalties for, which are quite odd.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say, yeah, I think something is with, I mean, yeah, it's just a really impressive performance from Zero, but to just come from 1 minute 14 and then to just, absolutely dominating the field, I think that's a little odd. But yeah. Yeah, it's you.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Well, as we're about to come into the last lap, I'll let you commentate that, but currently, as it stands, we've got Spicer, who may be our driver of the day, which it's looking to be with... Actually, wait, no, he's tied with Xpeedy, but Spicer, as we've seen, went down with a pit stop issue, down to about P8, back up to where he is now in P5, 10 seconds behind Xpeedy. Then you've also had Spicer, which was, before that, about 6 cars down before his pit stop mishaps, gaining all of those. He's done amazingly to point that out. Over to you to commentate the last lap as we're getting ready to come into it.
Right now, Sword now, still
Oh,
trying
sorry to interrupt, but that's Frackart out of fuel on the track.
Oh, wait, he did?
Yeah. He's trying to cruise it back to the pit lane now. Not where he would have wanted. You even get points just for finishings. He's just even lost out on those with that.
What happened to him?
Ran out of fuel.
Oh no, yeah, that's extremely. Yeah, I think he should have just pit earlier. I don't know what was with him right now, but yeah, as we go Into the penultimate lap, zero denial. Still chasing ahead. Everyone's spread out at this point. You can see, everyone is, was trying to get as good of a result as they could. Now they can't anymore. Yeah, now everyone's gonna keep trying as Zero goes onto the main straight. You can see Zero now going through the penultimate corner. Getting a good exit out of there, actually. And yeah, going into the final lap right now. Zero is dominating the field right now. Gasha was the one leading right now, but he's gained.
Somebody's
He's
just
lost.
jumped out of their car.
Oh, but yeah, Zero denial.
No, sorry to interrupt, but I'm not sure. Has the Red Bull out? Jumped out of the car. Over to you.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think somebody just jumped out. I think out of just pure adrenaline and whatnot. But yeah, right now, Zero denial, absolutely madness. Came out from a terrible pit stop, from Sorjawa, and then also had a minute and 14 seconds to gain now. Now hits the 7-second mark in terms of gaps, from Gasha in the span of just 2 laps. And so right now, Zero denial. I think it's already been proven of just how much, Zero has done and how good Zero and Soar have been right now. Now, the team of, I think, I'm not entirely sure which team they were, but yeah, they're still extremely, um, they're still trying to get ahead of each other now. Going into the chicane, going into the right-hander now. Now going into the right-hander, into the main straight. Everyone is trying as much as they can onto here. They came basically from P2, came to absolutely nothing. And as they go into the penultimate corner, it's 4-0. They're going to be winning right now for the first race of GXT. Zero wins Sebring. And now Gosh also takes P2. Same with Steam. He takes P3. Absolutely brilliant drive from all of them. Zero has made a statement to all of them. They have made an impressive performance right here as they get into Park Ferme. Absolutely brilliant. James. Yeah, okay.
Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, so we've got our top three now. Joshua. And finally, the man I'm not sure of the name of. But we're going to see them rolling into Park Ferme in just a few seconds' time.
Absolutely madness. Yeah, it's everything new. Of course, everyone was, you know, doing whatever they could. Strategy played so much of an important role onto here, and it really played out well. Zero gets to get that victory, gets to get that medal, which I mean, yeah, it's incredible, just how they came out of basically nothing, and that they just made such a big comeback. And yeah, for the first race, very big statement. I think other teams are definitely going to pay attention to um 2-0. You can see Zero right there. Very happy about it. And yeah, the others, you can see the podium upstairs. Yeah, just impressive drive overall. I think, yeah, it's just very, very nice. To you, King.
Yeah, I mean, for this race, as you said, we've now got a podium, which should be quite cool. We're going to have some drivers coming up for interviews, where you can just see these beautiful liveries slotting into position. What a great first race.
Yes. I think, of course, very chaotic, but I think that's basically what makes races very, very nice. But it's just very, um, yeah, it's just huge, very big. Um, and yeah, I think that's, yeah, it's just mad. See them now in Park Ferme. Um, they're still doing whatever they can. Um, yeah.
We were told that drivers would be joining in way to get drivers in, but I've not seen a single driver join, so.
Yeah. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, it's very, yeah, it's just crazy how that happened. Yeah, everyone, good performance from all of them. I think they should be happy with what they have. Um, and yeah, good performance. Go on. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. So as we see them getting out their cars now, we're getting ready for interviews. So if you're a driver or anybody in VC, make sure to come and join up.
Yeah, I wonder if the driver is even here, which is a little odd. I think zero, yeah. I don't think zero is any here. Alright, okay. Lewis is also in here. Let's get the drivers if we can on not sure which one. So yeah, coming into third, Steam Bullets.
I'm currently contacting. Okay, we do have some people here. So let's see. Let's get the ERAU team up to speak. I'll get the whole team up here.
Oh my god.
I'll let you
I had a
take
fucking
this interview.
stroke.
Alton.
Yeah, and so yeah, of course today during the race, I mean, of course, you guys couldn't get the win, but I mean, an incredible recovery drive all the way to P3. How do you guys feel about the general race?
Well, initially we kind of feel robbed of P2 because of a good amount of corner cutting and all that stuff was involved with the Pretoria car. We saw them cutting out of the track quite a lot, and we have put all of those clips in for the we have put all the stuff in for the stewards to figure out, but I feel as if like they didn't correctly like judge it and stuff for us, but we would get I do think that we should have be on that P2 podium personally, but it was a good thing we were able to stick with P2 qualified stick with P3 qualified P3, but yeah, I'm happy with the performance today, especially considering that I was considering the team that we were going to be a midfield, but I was actually quite happy about the performance today.
Yep. And so yeah, also the drivers too. How do you guys feel about your general performance? What do you guys think you could improve on next time and for the next race?
Uh, I can start first. So yeah, I'm happy with the result for the team and everyone here. Um, Obviously it was a last minute call to join in and then prepare to drive a completely different car that I'm accustomed to. But at the end, yeah, we had a pretty weird issue pitting. The car just flung and just wanted to race by itself. So I think my performance so far was pretty decent, just to get accustomed and get consistent lap times, get accustomed to the car and the grip. But overall, happy.
All right, yeah, thank you. If that's what everyone else says, I think Soldier Y, if they want to get in, yeah, and so Soldier Y, if you want to get in, you can um request. But yeah, I mean everyone else, yeah, King, except Soldier Y.
Yeah, I don't have anything more to ask, personally, but we've now got the driver of the day as Spicer, cutting down 6 drivers about midway through the race after he started his stint, before having to pit for fuel to avoid stopping on track like Flackhart did, which made Spicer become the driver of the day with 7 votes, with a close second being XBD, which he pitted first lap before swapping to get that top 3 finish on the podium. A great result from all the drivers in the driver of the day runnings.
Also, yeah, so invite Soldier Y, I think, the one that also won. If you can, King.
Yeah, so which? So wait,
Second one.
I forgot who won again. Wait, was
Thor.
it Saw?
So yeah. All right. Hey. Yeah. So yeah. I mean, of course, impressive drive from today. You went very late with a little bit of unfortunate pit stop. How do you think you came up today? You know, of course, it's just very impressive. Of course, with zero. How did you guys play into the role of consistency and just keeping your head down and doing the best you could?
So, first of all, the car feels amazing today. So, at the beginning, I knew it was gonna be a mess. So, when I see the green flag, I tried to go. So, hence, the 5 seconds gap in the when the race started. So, with that, I just keep my head down and try to extend the gap as much as possible. Uh, with the experience from yesterday's sprint, so we know that the tires definitely can't last for long enough. So we decided to do an early pit stop to try to undercut, and it worked very well. But unfortunately, when we tried to do the driver swap, that thing happened, and the car just went reverse because I was in auto. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, of course, what do you guys think you can improve on for next race? Of course, I know the pit stops and we're a little bit unfortunate. Because yeah, what do you think you can improve on?
I think the consistency, because I'm not sure if this applies to every keyboard drivers, but for me, I think when when the tires are worn, I'm not as consistent as Zero did, because I checked his lap times, and he was really quick, even though his tires uh should be starting to be worn. So I think the consistency on during in the middle of the stint is the place where I want to improve. Yeah, and of course, avoid avoid going auto after before drone swapping.
I see. Yeah, that's all the questions I have. If King has any more, it's that. But the next people, um, um, from, um, I think yeah, they're from, King FXR. So yeah, thank you for the interview. Sorry.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Yep, King.
Oh no, I don't have any more questions.
Yeah, I think King FXR is requesting.
Okay, so I'll get up the team. So we've got. After that, we'll come to CM12 and the race directors. Okay, over to you.
I've been brought up to the stage. I must have missed something, but Hey, I was the guy that came 8th in the standings today. It was an alright race. There was some inner turmoil with our team for our main driver to be let to focus a little bit more, and that was a bit of chaos. But when I went in, I was in this weird position where I wasn't necessarily under risk of anyone, and then one I was under risk of did end up crashing out, but I also wasn't nearly in good enough of a spot to challenge for position. So in the like last lap, you guys probably saw me like braking right at the end, right? When my car completely stopped. But that's because I was pretty close to the front runner and I had so little fuel from my gas that if I were to do one more lap, I would have stalled and all the points would have been for nothing. So I waited for that and then I crossed the last lap I needed to do, and I think P8 overall. That matches the 4 points I got in the sprint beforehand. So I think that's a result the team can be happy with.
Yeah. For the other drivers, how do you guys think guys can improve? Of course, decent drive, but of course, yeah, scoring, cutting, whatever. How do you guys think you guys can improve?
Yeah,
Luxy, you can go first.
I think.
oh, right, the other drivers ahead. Right, okay.
I think what we need to do is strategy-wise, because our pit stop, the one where Spicer boxed with 10 to go, we messed that up a lot. With Spicer going into ours, overshooting our pit box, and then having to change his tires and having to go into a different pit box to refuel. That really put us at a disadvantage. I think we lost 30, maybe 45 seconds just from that alone. Which I think if we could have done that pit stop a lot better, I think we could have been fighting for P4. I think we could have maybe been fighting for a podium there. I think it was just it put us down, but Spice had a great drive. As you saw, he went down to like, I think it was like P7, P8, and then he just came back. Frat car, I think he DNF'd because his strategy wasn't the greatest with ours. We did the right amount of fuel. We just messed up the pit stop, which we also did for our driver swap as well. It was kind of messed up a bit, because Spicer, what we did was Spicer did the refueling and the change of tires, because I found if I did it, the fuel would have just been half for him, which is just weird. But strategy wise, I think that's what we could improve on, and just consistency from my end, because you had me first in. I was up. I had one of the worst starts. I went from P7 all the way to the back of the grid, and then I think I was up near fighting for the podium, and then I just lost it all. And then I just decided to pit early, and then Spicer just came in clutch, and we got P5 from it.
Yep, and also Spicer, impressive drive. Yeah, and also, what do you think you could improve on too? Do you think that you just overall consistency or something else?
Well, considering I just joined today, had barely any practice and got P5 with it in the race, I'm actually very happy with the results. P5 was definitely a target I wanted to achieve. Yeah, I was driving consistent, made some small mistakes, but I made them up. Most thing I could just improve on were the pit stops. I lost a lot of time during the pit stops. So that's the one to improve. But I'm very happy with the result we got. We had good pace. And yeah, I definitely look happy after this race.
Right. Yeah,
By the way,
basically...
Can I bring something up before I leave the stage?
Yeah.
So
Nice thing.
there was a certain V carb driver that I was racing against for a couple laps. I think his name was Behind You and then something. But yeah, when I was racing against him, there was a specific lap where he completely undershot a corner. It's the one where, well, you probably know what corner I'm talking about, but when he did and went over the little glass hump, he just completely ignored going back to the bit of track he should have and gained some unfair track position because he, for lack of other words, cut the corner. I want an investigation on that. I'm not entirely sure if there's a app over it, but I'm not entirely sure if it's like recorded in what particular lap it was on, but it was one I was driving, so the second half of the race. So yeah, I want that looked up.
Oh yeah, that's basically all. Thank you. Also, I think Niels is a race director, so let's bring him up.
Okay. Thanks for you guys talking. We're now going to go on to the race directors. and then we're going to go on to CM12.
All right. So basically, I mean, of course, this race was very, it was kind of chaotic, but I think you guys did a decent job. How do you guys, how do you guys think you did in terms of managing and organizing in terms of handing out penalties and whatnot? One of you guys can go first.
Go ahead, Ishan.
I think he might be a little bit dead.
Oh, okay.
Ishan
Wait,
is
can you
like-
repeat the question again?
So how do you guys think you guys did in terms of, organizing and, just handing out the penalties and dealing with, the drivers and whatnot? How do you guys think you did in terms of that?
I think we did all right. Could have been better for sure, but for the first actual race, I think it was pretty good.
Sorry, my mic broke in the sound. My bad, bro.
Yeah, and so also for you, how do you think you guys did, and how could you guys improve from that too?
I think we did good. We gave penalties out when we needed to. We listened to everyone. I think maybe we should just look out a bit more instead of focusing on a few drivers at a time. Just look out a bit more of what's happening in the race.
Yeah, and also next time in terms of corner cuts too, how do you think you're going to be able to deal with that too, or are you just going to have to manually look at them and with the possibility that you might skip over someone?
We'd have to manually look over them because with the glass blocks in place to ensure people don't majorly corner cut, we don't have to worry about it too much. But if people are cutting here and there, we can manually look at that. That's why. That's what we like to do.
Do you think that you'll ever, have a CC limit, or is it still the same system where no CC limits, but you can, of course, if you corner cut too much, then you'll get a penalty.
We are thinking about what we could do about in that situation, but for now we're just gonna keep it as it is.
I see. Yep. That's all the questions I have. If King has any more, then that's
great first race. Direction wise, I'm going to now pass it on to CM12. Over to you.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. How did you think you did this race in terms of your team and whatnot? And what do you think you could, of course, improve?
So, I mean, we already saw in the last at the sprint that Renner was actually very good because he was starting in P3 and finished P4, of course, with then some confusion and all that stuff. So I already thought that this race would be actually like that. And with the P6 he started, I thought maybe he can catch up to them. There was, of course, some up and downs, but as Renner pitted to switch with Ra, he was P3, and I was like happy about that. And of course, I was private messaging them the information they needed because I normally, like yesterday, I would voice chat with them, but Renner couldn't because he was meanwhile on the way somewhere. And so after Fra was now switching, he was like the newly signed one around Friday, I think, because I had originally decided as the second main driver, but because he is like 2 hours away from our time, so from me and Venner, he had like very late night, and this is why I choose to use Ra because he has like the same time as we have, and I thought it would be really good to use him. And at the first laps, I already thought that he wasn't that great because he already went off track many times, and I reminded him every time that he should not cut. Then, of course, the first 5 seconds came. I looked at the replay and thought, oh man, why is he even doing this? I mean, originally he is, like I said, new in my team, and I of course tried my best to keep him calm, but he was still like doing a bit more off track, of course. After I found out that Spicer had like 10 seconds, I was like, maybe we should be like 5 seconds off them doing the fight. And I mean, it was all okay until, yeah, he had the issue in, I don't know which lap, but somewhere around the 40s, where Fleur was, of course, like P3 again. I was like happy about it, that he could catch up like this, and he was like 10-11 seconds from the lead, but then he got overtaken by Zero, and I was like thinking, might it be the tires, because he was like losing more and more time from it. So I asked him to wave left and right if it might be the tires and he should pit. He did, and then pitted, but there was then this one mistake, which was, of course, yeah, very familiar now in the lap 51, that he didn't pit so that he pit only to change tires and not refuel. And then after I saw him slow down, I thought, what is happening with him now? This was around the start of sector 2, and I thought, oh no, don't say that he has like lost all his fuel. And I was looking at the others behind and thought, oh no, they're actually going very fast to him, and thought, oh no, he's actually losing all the fuel. So I told him that he should pit and do the last lap very calm without getting more penalties, because we were like nearly in disqualification range, but luckily he managed to get still P7. I mean, we could have been on the podium, but it is still very great to be in the points at least.
Okay, great to hear. Thanks for. We've got. Oh my god, sorry, I have it.
Yep. Thanks for everything. That's basically all I have. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Well, I guess
Yep.
we'll all see you guys next week. It's game night now. And yeah, see you guys.
Okay, thank you everybody for watching, and we will see you next stream. Goodbye. Nobody likes any of you listening, just so that now it's too harsh on